Hello, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a while since I did a video about something, so here we are. We're going to play Cabin Fever today because I'm feeling romantic, and well, we're gonna go for that. And, so you know, the social mode is on. Because I'm a horny chevalier. I'm a little horny.
Hey, how's it going?
No.
Hey, how's it going?
This one. I'm a man. So good, so good, so good. So new game. Customize your character. Chev. Boys.
Hey,
One.
how's it going?
Yep. Oh, we can go for off. So we can read our own. Actually, I think I'm going to go for off. Yeah, so we can read our own dialogue. That will be super cool. Yeah, off the character. Sensitive content and is intended to find your audience. For more information, content warner, please visit here. Show me. What are we talking about? Uh-huh. 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 Everything is okay. We can do this. Chapter 1 Prologue. It's been so long since I played a visual novel. And so long since I did a video. Like a proper video on demand. So, what is this going to be? I don't remember much about the world before the sickness. Oh no. I was just a kid when it started, too young to fully grasp all the changes happening across the globe. Looking back, it was as though some cosmic clearance bin of trashy dystopian paperbacks was spilling plot points out onto reality. You had your known virus, your slow-to-act world leaders, your extremists, deniers on one end and doomsday preppers on the other. And overall, just a heck of a lot of scandal and angst. What it boiled down to was this: stay away from each other. Yep, that's simple. Stay away. Because the sickness mutated so rapidly, spread so easily, and killed so many that preventive transmission was the only way to stop it from wiping out the human race. A cure could be developed, they told us. Will be developed, they promise. Somehow, someday. Life change. What the frick is that? Why is there like purple things roaming around the earth? Everything from school and work to medical appointments and family dinners became virtual. And as it turns out, hosting an online society requires a lot of computer programming. Like, a lot. Luckily for me, I do always had a knack for stuff like that. It was easy to get trained and even easier to find work. When's the last time you heard a young person say that, huh? I did programming for medical services, government websites, automatic manufacturing. There was no shortage of freelance contracts. Of course, places like movie theaters, shopping malls and restaurants died out. Even farms and factories became rare, so much of the workforce lost. But to be honest, I personally thought all of it was a net gain for the planet. Fewer people meant less pollution. War and terrorists drop to an all-time low. Most people learn to be at least somewhat self-sufficient. As for me, well, since my parents both died not long after my high school graduation, I was probably more self-sufficient than most. I was alone for a long time, long enough to be used to it. At least I was healthy. I had my routine with lots of work to keep me busy and the internet at my fingertips to keep me from getting bored. What more could I have wanted? Hell yeah. Chapter 2? Oh, Chapter 1 Prologue, Chapter 2 See. Interesting. So the world ended. It was a coronavirus 2.0. I live in an off-grid cabin that has been in my family for years. When I was young, we used to visit every summer, just to get away from it all. I'd probably call that ironic, but every time I say that word, someone tells me I'm using it wrong. Anyway, when the sickness started spreading, that cabin became a place to survive. I had everything a small family could need. Though, like I say, by this time I was the sole member of my bubble. I was used to taking care of myself. On a good day, with the sun shining onto the solar panels, I could get 30 kilowatts, more than enough to power the appliances in my home and keep the battery bank full. I'll see, and since the cabin sat near the mountains, I do often get a decent power level at night by the wind turbine catching the air coming off the ridge. But that night was raining. Hard. Holy shit, my cabin is huge! I wasn't expecting to see such a big place. Like most evenings, I spend this one on my computer playing my family idle clicker game and browsing the webs for news. The game is called Crush, isn't it? The news was mostly doom and gloom, of course, but I like finding the odd tech or space-related article sprinkling in. I was thinking about how badly I wanted aliens to be revealed when an email alert danced in the corner of my screen. I opened it. Yet another forward from one of my more gullible work colleagues about a possible cure for the death-dealing virus. This particular claim apparently stemmed from the breakthrough in the study of bovine bodily function. What a load of bullshit. Literally, good one. I've been alone in this cabin for so long. Please help me. I was pretty much the only company I had anymore, so yeah, I talked to myself. I deleted the email, letting out a heavy sigh. There was a point in time when I found that sort of thing amusing. The ridiculous conspiracy theories and clickbait titles, but now I just found them sad. I glanced at the clock, time for tea, I put the computer into sleep mode and headed into the kitchen. On my way there, I accidentally kicked a broomstick laying across the floor. Ow, 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 ouch, shit, ow, 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 why is that even there? I never swept. In that moment, I judged myself hard. Oh well, the world had basically ended, so what was the point of cleaning up? It wasn't like I was expecting company. I kicked the broom aside and carried on. Jesus Christ, this home is amazing. In the kitchen, I step a nice big cup of herbal tea. Then I toss my used tea bag into the compost bin, nothing as I did that the bin was nearly full. Noting that the bin was almost I do have to take it out soon, empty it in the tumbler with the rest of my food scrap and plant waste, and then probably in the spring I do add fresh compost to the garden, give my plants a healthy nutrient boost. I love my plants. I want them to be strong in case they ever needed to defend the cabin from zombies or traveling salespeople. As very good to myself, I stood in the kitchen and sipped my tea. The only sound was the muffled rush of the rain outside, so peaceful. What the frick was that? What was that? A fox prowling outside? A raccoon? That doesn't sound like a fox or a raccoon, my dude. No, there wasn't a person in my garden, was there? I went to the window, peered out into the darkness and listening hard. I don't have to go out there and check, do I? I mean, someone could be in trouble. But then again, someone could be trouble. Maybe just stand on the porch and yell for whoever is in to get off the lawn. I weighed my options. Because I'm stupid and I think I hear someone screaming, I will go outside and investigate the noise. I'm alone after all. Oh well, stay inside and lock the door sounds like the one. The scream really had sounded human. I couldn't just ignore that. As much as I wanted to stay inside, warm and dry. I was raised by humanitarian hippies and all I got was this pesky conscience. Kidding, love you mom and dad, please don't haunt me. I set down my tea, went to find my crank-powered flashlight and shoveled my feet into a pair of boots. Hopefully, and probably, I wouldn't find anything out there, but checking was the right thing to do. I pulled it open the door and step out onto the porch, the flashlight flickering pathetically. Luckily, all you need to power up a hand crank flashlight's hands, which I had. I scanned the dark garden. Raindrops lit up as the light passed over them, and the trees and shrubs around the cabin swayed. All I could hear was wind and rain. A chill ran down my back. Yo, anybody out there? No? Cool. Have a good night then. I turned to head back inside. A small voice stopped me in my tracks.
Hello? I'm here. Would you mind, helping me out of this, please?
What? The rain seemed to be downhearted as my pulse speed up. I turned my flashlight toward the boys, my hand visibly trembling. Should his call out, I'm definitely not shaking off out of fear, because that would be super lame. I forced myself to step down off the porch and follow the path, until finally I was close enough to make out the shape of a person. As the weak flashlight illuminated more, I gasped. Why? Why in this compromising position? Can someone explain me why? Well, I turned on the sensor more, but whatever. Whoever that would have been expected to find, it certainly wasn't this delicate wisp of a girl. She was so pale, she almost looked like a ghost. Even her hair, long and clinging to her face in the rain, shone bright, almost white in the glow of the flashlight. She crouched on her hands and knees in the mud as though she'd fallen. 100 questions raced through my head, like 100 of them, like a lot of them. Where did she come from? How long had she been out in the storm? Why wasn't she dressed up for the rain? Was she lost? Was she sick? What the freak? I tried to sound talk like my dad would have. You there! What are you doing on my property? The young woman squinted against the flashlight.
Please, I got lost and I promise I wasn't trying to steal anything.
I trust you. Her voice quivered, which I thought was kind of dumb. After all, she was the interloper. It was me who should have been freaking out, which I was. Well, explain yourself. Why are you just laying on the ground there? Seemed pretty sus. Why the heck did I add that last part? What was I trying to do? Lighten the mood? What the freak? The girl turned her head away. Was she trying to make me feel bad? Was she, God forbid, stifling a cock? I took a step back, unwilling to take any chances.
I can't get up.
Why? Her matter-of-fact tone surprised me. I guess I was expecting some elaborate sob story or pleas for food or money or medicine. It could still be a trick though, I thought. She could be getting ready to rob me. At this point, my flashlight was starting to lose the brightness. I stood there, cranked the handle to power the light back up. It was a long, awkward intermission, backed by the droning sound of the flashlight being work. But the light was coming back on. I would crank a few more times to shine brighter on her. Oh my freaking god, what the hell? The whole horrifying picture became clear. Somehow the girl had gotten her left cocked in one of my animal traps. She must not have seen the rusted old thing in the dark. And I had grabbed the cuff and torn it open. Ouch. Okay. So it probably wasn't a trick. Oh my god, are you okay? I started to move towards her, but then my own legs froze in fear. Fear of getting close to another human. If she was sick, then I could get sick. But then I had no way of knowing whether or not she carried the virus, and right now she was hurt and trapped because of me. I felt horrible. If I left her to fend for herself, anything could happen. A hungry bear might come along, the weather could turn freezing, and even if she did manage to get herself out of the trap, she will probably develop an infection fast in such a nasty wound. Swallowing hard, I clenched my fist and forced myself to approach her. I had to get away, way too close for comfort, but I crouched, opened the trap, and freed her leg. It was bleeding pretty heavily, though now I could see it up close. It didn't look to be as deep as I feared.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you found me. I was afraid I'd be trapped in that thing all night.
Don't worry, I'm here. I stood up quickly and took a few steps back. For some reason, the girl was smiling at me. Didn't she understand that it was my stupid fault she got hurt? Then again, maybe she shouldn't have been sneaking around in the dark. My brain bickered with itself over who was to blame before realizing the girl wasn't able to get on her feet. I reluctantly offered my hand, wishing I took to put in some neutral globes. But why would I have thought of that? I hadn't seen another human in... How long had it been? Like, how long? Accepting my help, the girl climbed to her feet. She bobbled, leaning in, and grabbed my waist to use me as a crunch.
Sorry. Is it okay that I'm touching you like this?
Yeah, don't worry about it. Her words sent a chill down my spine. Touching? Just the talk of it made me break in a cold sweat. It's fine, let's just get out of this rain. What was I doing? When had I decided to let her into my house? The warm light glowing inside the cabin was like a beacon drawing us in. Well, said my brain to myself, I guess this is a thing we're doing now. I no longer need my flashlight, so I tucked it away and used that hand instead to help support the injured girl up the pathway. With my arm around her waist and her arm around my shoulder, it became very clear to me how small she really was. Small and delicate like a folded paper crane, a soggy limp paper crane in a drenched dress that clung to her shivering body. Just then my pant get caught on something, and nails jutting out from the side of the porch. I felt the fabric tug and rip as we moved past. Great! What an evening this was turning out to be. Once we made it inside, I helped the stranger sit down in the wooden chair. I made a mental note to disinfect that chair later, and my clothes. Maybe even the flashlight. But first aid. Where did they put that kit? I was never good at staying organized. Even on my computer, all my folders and internet tabs were a mess. No point flipping entropy. That was my philosophy. I searched the drawers, the counters, the floor, and nearly tripped over that dumb room again before finally finding the first aid kit. It was not well stocked, but it will do for now. I gathered up some towels and my forehead thermometer too. Then I washed my hands, pulled up some gloves and a face mask from an old box in the back of the cupboard, and brought everything over to the waiting girl. Before anything else, let me scan your temperature. Down. I held the scanner up to her forehead. 2 seconds passed before we heard the good beep, which means her temperature was normal. No fever, that's a relief. Do you have any other symptoms? Her eyes widened, she shook her head. Well, it was still better to be cautious. I barely breathed as I took her leg into my lap and started tending to her wound. Jesus Christ, that wound looks terrible. I'm so sorry. She didn't whine or complain at all. She was talking that she looked. It was the opposite, I knew. I looked mean even when I wasn't trying, but on the inside I was basically a fluffy yellow duckling with anxiety. If our situations were reversed and it was my leg all cut up like that, the problem had been a whippy break spouting rare and extravagant curse words. But she just sat there, quietly watching.
Are you a doctor?
No. Was she joking? To be honest, the thing I look like a doctor. Girl, do I look like a doctor? Shit, way to draw attention to your looks, idiot. I thought to myself. Not that I care, really. It was just that I hadn't combed my hair in a few days. Or weeks. And I'd been living in the same set of clothes for a while now. A ratty old t-shirt with a rocket ship on the front and a pair of jeans that had long gone out of fashion. Out, right? In another life, I might feel self-conscious. Not about my teeth, though. Never about my teeth. Dentists were kind of a thing of the past. And since I wanted to keep my teeth, for chewing purposes and whatnot, I was committed to practicing good oral hygiene.
Well, I'm not sure what a doctor looks like, but you seem to know what you're doing, and you're a very kind person.
Thank you.
I believe you if you told me you were a doctor.
I'm not. I look away, awkwardly holding a clean bandage against the gash in her leg. The towels I had used to clean the wound were now a pile of blood-soaked, mud-stained rags on the dirty floor. Was I a kind person? It's just basic first aid, not a big deal. Here, hold this. Put pressure on it while I wrapped it up. I wrapped a length of gauze around her narrow leg to hold the bandage in place. That should be okay overnight, but we should probably clean it again and rewrap it tomorrow. Her leg didn't leave my lap. Instead, she blinked her toes and looked and shot me a small smile.
You're going to let me stay here?
Yeah, you're already in. Huh? I looked up at her and instantly forgot how to speak, because suddenly I was struck by how pretty she was. I mean, right, I had really done a number on her, but still. She must have been around 20, give or take. Not too younger than me. She was thin, but everyone was thin these days. With her, it was like she'd be built this way, small and delicate and weightless. Her dress was simple and a little thread-braid. The rain was so good, and I realized I could sort of see her undergarments. I quickly bent my eyes, my cheeks warming. I hope she hadn't noticed me looking, because I really hadn't meant to look.
You said clean it again tomorrow, right?
Yes. I did say that. The room seemed to spin a little, and my face went from feeling very hot to feeling very cold. Stay away from each other, that was the rule. What was I supposed to do? Maybe it's okay if she stays. Look how pitiful she is, said my brain. My brain was right, and I didn't know what to expect to go along with it. Well, it's not like I'm going to just send you back out into the rain. Not by yourself, anyway. Is there anyone else in your bubble? Anyone I can call to get you, or... She looked down into her lap.
No.
Okay. Oh. That's what made me too nervous to ask any further questions. I just wasn't sure I could handle a tragic backstory at that particular moment. In any case, I knew that my parents were still around. If my parents were still around, they'd never have sent this girl back into the night. They do have let her stay, at least until she got her bearings. I sang, giving in. Okay, well, you can sleep on my couch tonight. We'll figure the rest out tomorrow. We should really stay at least 6 feet apart, though.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. She nodded and gently removed her leg from my lap. I moved back, making more space between us, and sat to examine the rip in my pant leg. Meanwhile, my brain tried to fathom what was happening. I brought a stranger into my house. I didn't know who she was, or where she came from. This seemed like a bad idea, and also a tad surreal. Damn, I like these pants.
Oh no, did you get hurt too?
No, I'm fine, lady. No, it's just a rip.
Oh, that's not so bad.
No, it isn't. I got up and made even more space between us. She stood up too, testing her weight on her injured leg.
Wow, it already feels so much better. You must have a magical healing touch.
More or less. Not necessarily. I was started to think she might be one of those weird optimistic people. Also, it wasn't hard to it was hard to think straight with her standing up in that very damp, very rebelling dress. You need to take that dress off. That came out wrong. What I mean is, oh, Jesus, how do I? Oh no. What I mean is, it's wet and cold, and I'm sure you feel better if you change it into something dry and warm. I'm sure I have some extra clothes you can wear.
Really?
Yes. Hot in the face, I ran out of procure a basket of old clothes from my storage closet. I hadn't worn them since my teenage years. They were too small for me now, but might be a good fit for her. Here, take whatever you want. They're all clean. I dropped the basket on the table and walked backwards away from it.
That's so nice of you. I'll get changed now.
Okay. I watched her take the basket out, hobble out the room to change where I couldn't see. When she came back, I was surprised to see she had chosen a button-down that was part of my old school uniform from back before everything went online. Jesus, you're so cute! Oh my god! I'd have been much younger and much smaller when I wore that shirt, but even still, it swam on her frame. It almost looked like a night globe, which was probably why she had chosen it.
I haven't felt this comfy since I don't know when.
Oh my god, you are so
It's a
cute!
school shirt, right?
Yes.
I always liked the look of school uniforms, but I never got to wear one. All my classes were online.
I see. For some reason, that made me a little sad. I myself had so few memories of the world before the sickness. It was hard to imagine not having any at all. How old are you?
21. My birthday was actually last week.
Oh, amazing, actually. I love it. Oh, well, happy belated birthday. Did you have a name?
Oh, of course I do. It's Mallory.
Oh, beautiful name. Nice to meet you, Mallory. Well, not nice exactly. Weird to meet you, I guess. I'm not used to people.
Yeah, I get it.
Don't worry.
I didn't mean to trespass onto your property. I really did get lost. And then the rain started, and I could hear these dogs or something howling. I was scared, and I ran towards the first light I saw.
Blessed be the rain. I mean, what? I know that is to say I understand. It was true that there were things like wolves and coyotes in the area. That was why I did set up extra security fences for my chickens. Oh my god, her face. But what were you doing out there in the first place?
I would rather not talk about that.
Okay. I stared at her totally perplexed. Why the secrecy? Should I press it for more? Let it go for now, she had a rough night. I decided to push it. It was all too much, and I really needed sleep. My toe was hurting where I stopped it on the broom. Don't worry about that. You are here now, so just take the opportunity to get some rest. I skirted around her to grab some blankets. I'm maintaining a wide berth as I drop them on the couch. I offer her a glass of water, pointed to the bathroom, asked if she needed anything, all from afar.
This is perfect. Thank you so much for everything. Truly, I'm lucky to have met you.
Yeah! I love her smile. Just try not to touch anything, okay? I shuffle my feet awkwardly. Okay, I'm going to bed now. Bye!
I hope you have sweet dreams. I'll see you in the morning.
See you in the morning! Poof! As I made my way back to the stairs to the bedroom, I glanced back. Mallory was already curled in the couch, looking quite cozy. I couldn't remember the last time I had anyone in my home, very briefly. So careful so much for so long time. I didn't know where she'd been, or if she'd been as careful as I was. But when my gaze fell on her bandaged leg, yeah. A pickle of guilt soldiered up. Good night. I finished climbing the stairs and flopped down to my bed. Jesus! I was so exhausted, emotionally puzzled, and mentally drained. It didn't take long for me to fall deeply asleep. Good night, Jesus. Chapter 3, Germination. This is beautiful. Let me save. Oh, I woke as usual to the happy sound of rooster crowing in the garden. The sky was clear and the early morning sun was bright and cherry. You'd think this morning like it was with a great mood, but nope. Save. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. I can still change the... No, my menu, no. Configuration. Oh, the insertion mode can be still turned on or off. Interesting. But let's keep it on, because it adds some things, but not that much, and whatever it is, I can censor it. But I want to have like a full experience like it was meant to be, one will say. That's why I keep the uncensor mode like on. But this is all the time I have for today. Thank you very much everyone for watching. It's a pleasure to be back here playing games that I can't stream for obvious reasons, but that are funny nonetheless. And I feel romantic this month. Maybe because it's Pride Month and I feel like super romantic and whatnot. So, see you next time on the Lost Chevalier channel. Bye bye!